Hey everybody, today we have a great topic, I think, and a really important topic when it comes to going back to school because it's something that I think hits all of us at one point or another in college. And that topic is homesickness or missing home. I so remember going to college and I was the girl who was like, couldn't wait to get away from my hometown and to start life over. And then about 2 months into school, homesickness hit me so dang hard. Like I just remember waking up every day and just wishing that I was somewhere else, wishing that I had my old friends back, that I could get a hug from my mom and dad, that I could use the toaster at my house, that, you know, all of these silly things. But I really was so homesick, and it kind of caused me to pull back from my community at school, and it caused me to kind of just sit into this like misery cycle, pity party for myself. And I remember going home for fall break, and fall break was really fun and it was great to be back with my family, but it kind of helped me to see, you know what, I have a really awesome thing going at school, and I can love home and I can love school and choose to be present in both. And so it was a good like wake up call for me. But we want to talk today about some ideas and some thoughts and just some wisdom to share for those of you that are maybe currently feeling homesick, or for those of you that will feel homesick in the future, or for even those of you that have people around you that maybe are always wishing they're somewhere else. So we're excited to talk about this.
Yes. And so our first big question that we want to ask you is, are you setting yourself up to feel homesick? So for some of you who are just like stuck in the rut of like feeling homesick, this question's really for you. How are you setting things up? Are you constantly on the phone with friends from home? Mm-hmm. Are you constantly planning your like transfer situation? Are you constantly going home on the weekends or whatever it might be? And we recognize that like homesick really is a really hard thing.
Yeah, it is.
And I know those temptations are so easy, and like those friends are right there, so you can reach out at any moment, and home might be close, and that's awesome. Mm-hmm. But it's so important to just commit to like this college experience, no matter how hard it is. Know that like, remember that God called you there first, and He wants to be like your comfort in this season, and you really are gonna like grow up the quickest, and you're gonna come to know the Lord as your home and as your Father so much more intimately if you let go of the things that you're holding on to from home.
Yeah.
I know for me, I went to college with one of my best friends from high school. We like literally planned college together, which is hilarious. And I moved a long ways to go to college. I'm from California and moved to Tennessee, and it was like a culture change, and it was a friend change, and it was everything change. And but I had her there, and the first 2 weeks of college, we spent like most of the time together, like crying in her bed. And it took me a really long time to make Belmont, my university, feel like home. Mm-hmm. And I could have just done that so much different. Like I should have been at those, like I should have been at the like events, whatever I wasn't at, that I missed out on.
Stuff.
Yeah, I should have been doing those things, putting myself out there, because that would have strengthened my character. That would have been walking in obedience to where God called me. That would have been so good for me.
Yeah.
And so I want to encourage you, no matter how hard it is, to really just like commit to this. Remember why the Lord called you there.
Yeah, that's so good. And I think it's super important to remember in the midst of homesickness that often you're not necessarily missing home. Oftentimes you're missing comfort, and so you just are associating home with this sense of comfort. And so I think when you can understand that, you can kind of let go of this idea of knowing that you're gonna be uncomfortable for a time. It's gonna be uncomfortable, but in order to get past that discomfort, you have to just keep pursuing it like you talked about, and eventually it's gonna feel comfortable and it's gonna feel normal again, and it'll start to feel like home. So just don't forget that it doesn't feel like home unless you press into that discomfort. So it's important. So number 2, and a really big one, and I think oftentimes we just don't let God into this area of our life, but how are you letting God comfort you in this season? How are you letting Him be your comfort? I think it's so easy to fix these feelings of homesickness by calling a friend from back home, by calling your mom, by calling your dad, whatever it is. But I think in those moments where homesickness kind of slips in, open your Bible, get alone, be with the Lord, listen to the promises that He has for you. Because the thing is, God is going to go with you everywhere you go. And so it's amazing to become attached to His love and to His presence and to His Spirit, because no matter what your life looks like, no matter what season you step into, He's gonna be with you. Mm-hmm. And so why not now start making Him your comfort and that person that you fall back into when you feel alone, when you feel scared, when you feel uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So truly learn and take this as an opportunity to let God comfort you in these seasons and in these moments.
That's so good. That could be so special and such a foundational point of like your relationship with Jesus.
Yeah.
So that's really good. And then the third question we want to ask you is, how are you being a piece of home for this new community you're a part of? Mm-hmm. Because reality is that everybody feels homesick right now when they get back to school. Like, yeah, no matter how far away they live, no matter how outgoing they seem, no matter how comfortable it looks like they are, everybody is feeling uncomfortable and everybody feels lonely and feels homesick. And so how can you be the person, even when you're feeling homesick, how can you like love other people better? Mm-hmm. How can you comfort them in those seasons? Notice when they feel lonely, like be thinking less about yourself and more about others, and that will naturally help you overcome this homesickness. So just loving people in this season and in this transition.
Yeah, I love the image or the picture of, I think so often when we feel homesick, we fixate on our own feelings and our own emotions and our thoughts. And it's like taking a spotlight at yourself. And you know, when you have a spotlight on yourself, you're blind. Like you can't see anything around you because all you can see is this light shining in your eyes. But the moment that you take that light and you turn it around and you focus it on other people, suddenly everything around you comes into picture and you can see everything so much clearer. And so I think that's a picture of, if we want to overcome homesickness, start focusing on the people around you and not fixating on yourself, because when you do that, everything else will come into focus and God will give you such a picture for what your life can look like at college and how much fun it can be, and the potential you have to just kind of be molded and chiseled into who God has you to be down the road. Yeah. So take that light off of your own self and shine it on other people.
That is so, so good. And we want to be there for you. If there's like any resource you can find within Delight, go for that. Like really seeking the Lord again in this season is going to be good. So the 3 questions are...
Let's review.
Okay.
Are you setting yourself up to be homesick? Are you creating an environment that's just making you feel more and more alone?
And then have you let God be your comfort in this season? Where is the Lord in your homesickness?
And then number 3, how can you be a piece of home for the people around you? How can you take that light off of yourself and shine it onto others and focus on them? So hopefully these questions will help you process this week and help you to just press into the Lord and let Him be your home here at college. We love you all, and we'll talk with you soon. Bye.